What's good, my LiTTyENT mate? Welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video with the equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing LiTTyENT. I already know what time it is. Now let's go. Now guys, in today's video, we'll be looking at the potential reignition of Chip and Stormzy's beef and a little bit of a breakdown as to how the beef came to be, as Chip has now provided us with some essential background knowledge. And we're going to break this down in way more detail. We already know what you got to do. You just got to like, comment, subscribe, drop a banger like this one, and hit that note because you're in the knees. You can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now guys, if you didn't already know, a couple days ago, it looks like the rapper Chip did a little video with Posty from GRM Daily where he discussed a multitude of topics, the most prevalent being his beef with Stormzy. Now the first thing that Chip decided to mention was that a lot of people who he'd been in the game with for 10 to 15 years started to switch up on him once he went at Stormzy, which if that's true, I'm not gonna lie, you guys are all a bunch of lame. Just because Stormzy was the #1 guy at that time and everyone wanted to be in his good graces, if that's true, you're all absolutely pathetic. Now, the story that we all know very well is, of course, Chip dropping the song Ways, where he was taking shots at Stormzy, then Stormzy responding on his I Don't Know verse, and then, of course, the video of Stormzy appearing at Chip's crib, and then the next thing you know, there was a series of diss tracks from Chip that started rolling out. Well, Chip has clarified and said that he actually didn't even want to be on the song Ways in the first place. He just didn't think the chorus fitted with his style of rap, but then Young Ads was teasing him and saying, oh, what, you ain't got no verse for this one type of thing. So Chip went in there and absolutely smoked his verse. Now, of course, back then, people thought that Chip was dissing Stormzy because he had lyrics like, you know, tell me what you believe in God, kill him off, that's a holy ghost, and lyrics like, you ain't even done 10 years in this thing round here, we don't hear you're a king, of course, which could easily be applied to Stormzy due to his Gang Signs and Prayer album and that whole gospel kind of vibe that he was on. So apparently when Chip was spitting these lyrics, Young Ads and Skepta were in the studio and they were basically saying, whoa, it sounds like you're dissing Stormzy. And then Chip told them that no, he's not dissing Stormzy. But then Chip thought to himself, in the words of the illustrious Bob Marley, who the cap fits, let them wear it. So Chip, he wasn't really bothered whether Stormzy thought he was dissing him or not, because he thought to himself, Stormzy's had a lot of bars that could be applicable to Chip as well, such as the, if you can't do 10K first week, then I don't want to hear no chat about numbers, you man are my youngers. Or the, I ain't gotta be a rapper with a chain because the rules are kind of different when you're badding up the game, which he said on Vossi Bop, I believe. And of course, Chip's been wearing chains his whole career, so Chip said, F it, I'll just put the song out. Like, if he thinks I'm dissing him, then so be it. Like, he should know that if I'm dissing him, he'll know about it. Chip also mentions that this beef between him and Stormzy may have been brewing from way back in the day. We're talking 2015, 2016 days, as he claims to say that there was a Capital Extra session back in the day where it was him, Stormzy, and Krypton Conan. He didn't specify what year, but I mean, if Krypton Conan are there, that's probably like 2015, 2016. I doubt they're getting a Capital Extra session nowadays. Not being rude, just being honest. I'm just saying. But yeah, apparently they were all there spitting, and then Chip did his verse and he rapped his infamous grime scene savior line, and then apparently straight after, Stormzy hopped in and changed that line to Fufu Eater or something like that. And apparently that was not in a way to like big up Chip or make a joke with Chip. Apparently it was more in a way to say like, nah Chip, you're not really the grime scene savior, like you're a little man type of thing. And Chip's boy basically pulled him to the side and was like, yo, like it feels like Stormzy's taking him shots. Like he's talking a little bit spicy in that verse. Like you might need to keep an eye on him. I don't think Chip really deeped it as much at that time. I think he just thought his boy was overreacting, but obviously now we know he wasn't. So obviously that was 2015, 2016. So if we fast forward back to the modern day, then of course, as you guys know, the I Don't Know tune came out with Tion Wayne, Dutchavelli, and Stormzy, where Stormzy was, you know, taking shots saying like, can't stand these niggas when they talk on a tune because it's wild ground bro when I walk in the room, etc, etc. You guys know the song. But Chip actually claimed that he had already heard the tune because Dutchavelli played it for him prior to the song coming out. And Chip basically just saw it as a bit of friendly jabs back and forth. He didn't take anything Stormzy said on that song too serious. He said he even giggled at the fact that Stormzy was potentially throwing shots at him. And he even said that Stormzy contacted him after the song came out, and he even came to his house after the song came out. And by the way, when I say he came to his house, I'm not talking about the video where he pulled up in the Uris with those 4 goons. I'm talking about prior to that. He came to his house before that by himself, I believe, and they were just there talking. So at this point, everything is seemingly cool. But then Chip thought to himself, well, now there's a situation in the air where people think Chip took a shot at Stormzy on Ways, and then Stormzy's now taking shots back at him on I Don't Know, because obviously when I Don't Know came out, that's when everyone was saying, wait, what? Is he dissing Chip? Is there Chip Stormzy beef brewing? Blah, 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 etc., etc. So it's looking like the UK public wants these two to beef. So Chip said that before Stormzy even got back home after leaving his house, he sent him a song where he was dropping bars, and the idea of the song was for them to go bar for bar, back and forth on the song, so they can essentially sort of both jab at each other on the same tune, drop it, capitalize on the buzz because their names were buzzing more than they've ever been at that point, make some good money off the song, and you know, people can decide who had the better verse or who had the better jabs, and then that would be that. And apparently this is what switched Stormzy. This is when Stormzy went from Big Michael to Big Thanos, from Wicked Skengman to the Wicked Witch of the West. As after Chip sent Stormzy this song, apparently Stormzy got in his feelings. He wasn't really rating the bars that Chip was using on the song. He probably thought the jabs Chip was taking at him were a bit too personal, because Stormzy proceeded to tell Chip that he was going to defeat him lyrically, physically, and spiritually. Man, only Maya Jama Kisses for Breakfast could have a man talking like that. Honestly, I can't lie.
That boom boom some like angel dust.
And of course, now Stormzy's talking a little spicy. Chip is thinking, wait, hold on, this guy's talking a bit reckless. Like, he needs to relax himself. And then within 24 hours, Stormzy has pulled up to Chip's crib. And of course, you guys have seen that video multiple times where he pulls up in the Uris with those 4 goons. And Chip, being the smart man that he is, thought, well, I'm gonna have to move locations now, not because of Stormzy. I mean, he's not scared of Stormzy. He's not scared of Michael Big Storms that likes paintings and porn. It's more that he doesn't know what kind of grimy individuals that Stormzy was with when he pulled up in the Uris. Obviously, they now know his address, they know his location. So, I mean, if they would agree to leave their house to go confront another guy in a Lamborghini Urus, then we don't know what kind of bread these individuals are cut from. So Chip moved out of his house. So then Chip basically said to himself, well, if I've had to move locations because of you, if I've had to pay because you've done something foolish, well, now I'm gonna make sure that you reimburse me. And the way that I'm gonna do that is by dropping a load of diss tracks. And of course, Chip is independent, so he can drop a Stormzy diss track, gain hella attention for it, and gain hella money for it at the same time. And he said that he wasn't worried about Stormzy responding to him or starting a beef between them, because there's really no lyrical competition between Stormzy and him. Like, there's kind of levels to this music game, and he was basically saying Stormzy's not on his level. And so that's why we proceeded to see so many diss tracks coming out from Chip to Stormzy, because Chip was getting that rent money back, you know what I mean? This was basically re-up for Chip. He was recouping. Like, I can hear it, I can't lie. Now, perhaps this is why Stormzy didn't respond to any of the diss tracks. Maybe Chip told him, like, yo, I'm just gonna diss you so I can get the bread back that you cost me. So, like, you know, it is what it is type of thing. Or maybe Stormzy was just, you know, too scared to respond to Chip. Be like, he didn't want the smoke, or maybe his label told him he didn't want the smoke. Me personally, I think it's more so to do with the last two than the first one that I mentioned. I think Stormzy was at the height of his career at that point, and he probably thought going against Chip is not like going against Wiley. No disrespect to Wiley, but you know, Wiley was putting himself in bad situations at that time. The public was starting to turn on Wiley a little bit, so public were on Stormzy's side more than Wiley's side. But with Chip he's not really involved in Passa like that, so you can't really run that same kind of angle. But I'll be honest, if we're not gonna get a full-on Kendrick versus Drake style beef between these two, then I don't want to hear it, not gonna lie. It's all good and well giving us the background and how this beef came to be and but it's basically one-sided. Chip, I'm not gonna lie, it's like playing table tennis with yourself, like where you flip the table halfway up and you're just batting it back and forth. Like, Stormzy don't want it. He don't want it. And if he's not willing to engage, then we're fed up, honestly. We don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to hear this anymore. I was watching this whole, 30-40 minute car ride where he was talking about Stormzy, and I just thought, bro, like, this is done. We've now seen what can happen when two people who actually want to beef each other go back and forth. You're the only one who wants to beef him. He don't want to beef you. Let's just leave it at that. Like, Stormzy's just going to keep making these pop records and keep appealing to certain demographics. He's not going to beef you. So let's just leave this topic alone. You're probably never going to run into each other. I mean, as you said in the video, he gets the invite to the gala and you don't. So, like, I can't see you ever getting an invite to the Brit Awards, or Stormzy ain't coming to the Mobos. So, like, there's not really going to be any situation where you're going to run into him again. So, yeah, I think let's just allow it, man. It's just over. Let's just stop talking about this now. But if you do want to ignite the beef with Stormzy, and I don't recommend this, but I kind of do at the same time, you just got to come for his head top in the most disrespect. You got to drop a disrespectful, like, you'd have to make a tune where you're coming at him, you're coming at his family, you're coming at Maya Jama. Like, you got to that's the only way I can see him responding, is if you just go on an all-out assault. Like, you basically do like a meet the Grahams, but a meet the... Oh, I don't even know what Stormzy's surname is. Quadjo Amari Owu? I hope I said that right. Apologies if I didn't. But yeah, if you did a meet the Quadjo Amari Owus, then yeah, I think that would... I think that might do something. Imagine Chip saying like, dear Maya Jama, like, that would go hard, I can't lie. But in the words of Heady One,
it's a bit of a sticky one still.
But let me know if you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think about this background that Chip has given us for this beef? Does it provide you with some clarity? Does it make you understand Stormzy's side more? Does it make you understand Chip's side more? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But on the road to 3,000 subs, you already know what time it is for my personal Living Lit Ty. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangers for you. I post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there. What else you do with your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. I bet. Peace.
Oh, you ain't know I could sing.